Managers, you are going to be the managers as Jack said yesterday. We are going to see how you're going to unlock your potential. Okay, how you're going to unlock your potential. Can you see the screen again? Unlock your potential screen. Yes, right. So unlock your potential here. We are going to share few parts, which you have to take note of it. One is about focus on your strengths. Always our mind tend to see our weakness, what we don't have, right? So now we have to see, what we have first. Okay, so that is about, if you wanted to go and see the world, what they have, what you don't have, for sure, forever we are not going to have everything in our life, right? We will be just have it, we will have to just focus on what we have today with us. That is a strength. So always focus on strengthening your strength. That is what we call it as focus on your strength, and see what you are good at. See what you are good at and focus on what you are good at, and just get yourself established from your strong place space. Okay, that is what the first thing you have to see while you wanted to unlock your potential. So you will have more confidence when you wanted to do that, right? Then the next is important part is focus on today. That's another important thing. Okay, when you wanted to unlock your potential, next important part you have to see it as focus on today. What do you mean by focus on today? Okay, so when I was working in US as a SAP consultant, so it was like 2009. So we had a project go live project. We were just running for Europe, US to Europe. The time difference were there, like Asia Pacific and all those. We were just trying to implement that SAP package to integrate their business operations. And here, what that people do is they just start the day early and they complete the day, they end the day with planning the list of plans what they have to execute in the next immediate following day and the next day or the next week. That is what they have to see. When I was just having that occasion, my part was over like 7 o'clock in the evening. Then I got to wait outside that whole campus, that building. I was waiting in a car where myself and my friend used to commute together. So I was just waiting in the car, then it was like a November, December month. It was snowing heavily. It was like a severe, cold, damn cold situation. I was just waiting. I was just waiting for like 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. It was 12 o'clock midnight. My friend, the another colleague, couldn't complete his gone live things. It was keep extending. So I was just keep waiting into the car. So I've seen like around 25 to 30 cars out of thousands of employees. It was standing waiting, and people were working. So we thought, I was just seeing it the next immediate day when we came back to office. We asked them, so who are these people? I was just seeing those cars, and I've seen that the CEO, the chief operations, the vice presidents, and all the key people were working late nights. So this is what the scenario when you grow up in your life. As Jack said yesterday, you are not going to be just working with the 9 to 5 timelines and all those things. You have to start early and you have to start working late in times, because you have to work with priorities, right? So that's where they work on the day, work on the plan for the next day and plan for their weeks. That's where they do it. So the next important thing is focus on your priorities. Focus on your priorities. When it comes to priorities, I would like to ask few things before that. Okay, so just look into this. What kind of mindset do you have? Do you have fixed mindset or growth mindset? What do you mean by fixed mindset here? Fixed mindset is what? So many of us, we think we are just blowing, blow some things, all like green memories we get into. Always we think that is what dynamic memory is all about, or growth memory is all about, right? All other people, that elderly people, we think that they are the what you call static mind people, or you call it as fixed mind people, right? Fixed mind people, we think like that, but actually no, actually it is not right. Just try to answer these questions into your chat box. Can you can you tell us about a time you took initiative on a project or task? Can you tell what time? Just give an year, at least a month, at least in the past. Is there any project you initiated? Do you remember the date or time? Can you just put it on the chat box? Let me just see it. Every one of you, just interact. It's going to be you, the managers, right? You have to work towards it. You have to work towards it. All right. So can you just post it onto your screen? Any project or no project so far you have done? Okay. The next question. Tell us about something you are asked to do that you have never done before. Did you do anything? Yeah, of course, that means you have to try new things, right? How did you react when and what did you learn? When new things are given to you, did you accept it immediately? Usually no, right? People mindset, right, they tend to reject it because it's not my way of doing it, because I used to do things in a routine form, routine way, and things like that, right? So what you learn after that, you are forced to do things, and what you learn after that, right, which was not the same thing you did yesterday or the previous day, and you're going to do something new on that time, right? That's what. So what is your priority in life? Next question. What's your priority in life, all of you? Can you just type it? This question everyone must answer. Can you type what's your priority? Just type it. What's your priority? Sharani, you put November 4th. Good, very good. 1 year after, you have not tried anything new, right? Okay. All right. So, okay, Praveen. So, Praveen from Aditya, right? All right. So, just can you share with me your priorities? Just put it on the chat box. All of you type it. Your priority, you know, right? Sometimes I feel my son is my priority. Sometimes I feel you feel like your father and mother or your girlfriend or whatever it is, right? So, or maybe money is your priority. What's your priority, guys? Can you just post it on the screen? Can you type it? Okay, just take a minute and type it. I just wait. I pass. Family is my first priority. Very good. My dad and mom, excellent. Next, family. Yes, excellent. Being happy is my priority. All right. Myself is your priority. Okay, yourself is your priority. Family, friends, my friends. All right. Then other members, family. Yes, good, excellent, excellent. Everyone is almost you, your family or your friends, your goal, Samsul Arifa, excellent. My dad and mom, self-respect, Shirani. Okay, good. Family is my first priority. All right. Divya, Lalitha, my parents, yeah, happiness. Family is priority. Prakash, family, yes. Any more to come? Happiness, Venus, Venus. Praveen, you should log in with your own name. Why you leave with media? Okay. I don't know. Okay, never mind. That's not our matter now. So Monisha, only family. Wow, excellent. All right. Any other people to come? Most of you have mentioned is your family, right? And your friends and etc. So, all right, that's what good. What's your priority you have given? Now, can you list down your at least 6, 7 priorities in life? Can you list down? But take a paper, take a pen and paper, take a A4 paper or A3 paper or any paper you have it in your hand. You are not going to show it to me. You are not going to post it to us. You are going to do an exercise now. Okay, you are going to do an exercise. Just take a pen and paper and just draw it a big, like 10 circles, small circle to big circle, one after one, the layers, one layer after one layer, you just make it like 10 circles. Okay, you just draw it, into the paper. Do you have pen and paper with you? Always just go and take it and draw it. Always when you come for sessions, you should come with pen and paper, notepad at least, right? Yesterday itself we mentioned you have to come with that. Can you do that? Just do that, do like this, okay? Just first circle, second circle, third circle, 10 circles you can put. And whatever, this is a sample priority actually I have mentioned here. But whatever priorities you have it, like 7, 8 priorities in your life, you just put it on top, okay? Like this. Can you draw it, guys? Can you draw it? Can you do it? You are going to do a small exercise. Okay, this is orientation. You should get ready for the journey to become a manager of tomorrow, right? So that's the reason we are all assembled here. Can you do that? Who is trying to do now?
Yes,
all of you? Good. Keep moving. Just keep me responded. Okay, you can unmute your audio and speak. Good. Very good. I didn't see the chat box. Now I could see. Yes, please proceed. Just draw it quickly. No need to be legitimate and all. Just draw it in a rough form. You can type. You can just write it. Okay, you can just write it on top your priorities, and just 10 you have to put, because you're going to give something on the 10 lines. You have to write something on the 10 lines. It may be only numbers, not more than that. Okay. Here, people mentioned about health, job, family, recreation, social development, spirituality, life planning, and etc. Right? So, what is yours? Yours may be also your study. Maybe it's different. People to people, person to person, it differs, right? So you can see that. So, can you do that? Did you complete? Did you complete? Anyone? I just give you 1 more minute. Just complete this task. Can you do that? 1 minute is enough? Done? Let me go to the chat box and see your responses. Completed means just put completed. Okay, yes sir, I don't know whether you are doing it or you completed, you don't know. Just answer right. Done. Good, excellent. So I presume that all of you have done it, and now you just put all your priorities you have like this. Can you see how much contribution from your side you are making for each of its priorities out of 10? Can you just put the number in each place? Where is your priority goes lies on so much? Maybe family you are all giving 8 or 7. Job you are giving, you are trying to go for a job, how much efforts you are putting for your preparations and all those, maybe 4 or 3. Or health, how much efforts, how much that point you are giving. Life planning and spirituality, or here spirituality, you may have something else in your cycle, right? Just to mention that numbers, what number out of 10 you can give out of that, your contribution towards it now, towards your priority now. Can you do that? Did you do it? Complete it? Complete it? Yes, good. Excellent. 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 Okay. Now, once you are done, you do the next part here. Next part here. Here, you just make a draw something like this, where you can just link everything, all your dots. Okay, your points now. The number based on here, the family is 9, so here it's high. Here the intellectual is low, it's in 3. Right? Physical is like 7, it's here. Spiritual is only like 3, it's here. Financial is like 8, it's here. Career is here, and your social is here, right? So, can you do that? Wheel of life, can you do that? Completed? It's a small task, right? Completed, done. Very good, excellent, excellent. So, by doing this, you could see your priorities are in two different ways. Here, family is 10, almost 9, and finance is almost 8, and physical is this. That then our part where social is something lack, career is something lack, spiritual, I don't know. Some people may like spiritual, some people may not like spiritual, intellectual. So when it comes to career, what is your thrive now today? Today, what for you are all standing here? For your career, right? I'm very sure as per the answers you have given, your family will be 9 or 8, but your career will be very minimal now. Yes or no? Yes or no? All of you have job or career? It will not be that equally with your family, right? Financial also, you may expect more because you may not have financial, that what you call feel now, because you are still student, your parents are earning for you, you may have that. So this graph is going to differ person to person. These contributors of this graph is going to differ from person to person. Okay, so priority also will get changed time to time. So basically, when we talk about priorities, priorities will always change. Okay, but you see here the answer you have given to me is always, you see, happiness is first, my family is first, my father and mother is first. Yeah, it's good, they are there all the time. Can you just survive with that? Tomorrow without going to job, can you manage everything? So when I'm working here in my job today here in Aditya School of Business, that's going to make up all my life. It's going to take care of my family, my parents, my son, my wife, and everybody, right? My financial stability. Everything is depends on my career, my job, right? How can I put that low? How can I put as my second priority or third priority? That should be first for some times, right? So when it comes to career, you have to give when it's needed, you should give high priority to it. Time to time it differs. That's what I'm trying to say here. When it comes to family, when I was in Malaysia, I wanted to come back to India. I was trying to come back to India due to some reasons, some health reasons of my family members. So what I was trying to see, that time my priority got changed. My career was always, number one, as I always feel like I want to have a passion towards my career and things like that. And we were working, socializing with students, doing things and all those things. But when it comes to my family, some sudden thing, I have to change my priority. I got to leave everything out and run to my home and take care of this. That time my priority totally got changed upside down everything. Now again we come here and we cannot live with that emotion alone, right? We have to settle back and we got to move forward towards our other priorities as well. Okay, so that's what I'm trying to say. That's where I'm trying to just justify you that so our priority is always dynamic. It's not static. Do you agree with me? Do you agree with me? Hello, friends. Yes, yes. Now
Yes,
your
sir.
priority. Anyone ask you about your priority? Are you going to say it? The what you said earlier or no? No, right? You are going to say my priority is always different different at different times, right? That's what you're going to say. You are going to be the manager of tomorrow. One day your project is so much priority for you. That's where I set my example in Chicago, where the vice president, president working day and night to go live on their project, right? When it comes to my son, my priority was my job earlier, my career, and it totally changed. That becomes the least 10th priority, my job. Then I left my job and I have to run for my family. That becomes the 10th priority, the first priority in my life. So that is where you have to take note of it and you have to make yourself ready towards it. When you come to college, I know many of you love to play cricket and badminton, go to gym, bodybuilding, and all those things, right? But what is your priority again? Balance yourself. Balance yourself. People say we have to balance our life. What do you mean by balancing your life? What do you mean by balancing? You go to workplace, workplace people will say, I'm always busy person. Okay, I have no time to do things. Work-life balance people call about. Okay, what is work-life balance? Why you balance work and life? When you work around your priorities, there is no need of work-life balance actually. That concept, I'm a HR faculty. I have done my PhD, I have done my doctorate in talent management. In that one particular variable I have studied in detail, in depth was work-life balance. Okay. At the end, we concluded from various authentications that there is no work-life balance exists in actually in the world, but in particular in India. Okay, the research, the managers, and the talent, the practitioners have confirmed the two at the end. Okay, so that's where you have to work around your priorities. All right. So there, just wanted to see, keep that chart with you, go and work back. Actually, you have to do these for like 6 months once or yearly once or 3 times a year to see where your priority lies. What should be your core focus? Are you into it or not? Are you just emotionally attached with some priorities and leaving other priority out is out or what? You have to go through all these things and balance it out. Then you will see the success falls in your way. Okay, so that's what I just wanted to give a note, introduction note here. After becoming that, manager of a company, then you cannot balance all these things, and you are going to have a lot of emotional setbacks. Okay, so stress, you're going to build up with a lot of stress, right? All those you have to manage with that. The next important thing is about contributions, right? Growth mindset, very important thing. I always believe in that. Some of you would notice this, some movies and all, they crack jokes out of it and all those, right? What do you mean by growth mindset? What do you mean by fixed mindset? This morning, actually, I had something to do. I was just talking to somebody that, outside. My mobile network was not really working actually. Okay, so I called up that service provider and I was asking, so what is that that my mobile network is not working? Is that any person I can talk to? that person was telling, I'm not into the particular department. There is someone else supposed to handle it. It's not me. That is what mindset? Fixed mindset. You are the service provider. You are sitting in that particular end. How can you go and tell somebody, your client or your support person, because we are all working together for our goals, right? So how can you go and tell that, right? Inability to realize the change. That means unable to realize what needs to be done. You have to say, sir, because they should understand our priorities. I said today morning I have to conduct a session. I need it, otherwise it's going to be difficult for me. I was talking from 8 o'clock in the morning, but unfortunately, by 9:45 I have to fix it myself. Okay, so this is what all about fixed mindset. The other side, in between, I got a call from a farmer. Okay, farmer, today there was a heavy rain in his farm, okay, in the morning, and he was trying to go here and there and come to. Somebody is disturbing me. Who is that? All right, put in mute, guys. That man was calling me and telling me from last night there is no electricity because I was trying to chase that electrician. I was trying to go here and there were some neighbors helping him. A farmer working in a farm and the neighbors who are not really educated and they are trying to help each other, support each other, and trying to settle the problem what they have in front of them. Right? So it doesn't mean growth mindset and fixed mindset falls with education. It's all about with people evolving. They need solution. That's it. That's what growth mindset is all about. That man, the farmer is none other than my father. Okay, he was the one called me in the morning and he told me. So this is what all about you have to go through, guys. So see here, growth mindset people, what they do, talent and intelligence can be developed over time with efforts. So some people, yourself or your parents themselves will tell you from childhood, you are not the first rank holder. You are not good communicator. You are a very shy person. They will tell sometimes, right? Or you may have come across the same thing. True or not? And you fix that into your mind and you don't want it to change. You don't want to realize it. And many of us have that, including me. I have that. Fixed mind people. We are all. None of us excluded in this list. Some extent we are fixed minded, but wherever we can realize, we can grow with growth mindset. Okay, so keep your mindset as evolving. Attitude is evolving. Always keep yourself open. When I ask you to go and see, usually I test my students all this. When they ask you, can you just go and check that particular shop whether you have this or not, or on the way can you check whether you have it or not? Some people will come and say, I went to that particular shop, sir, I couldn't find it, closed. Okay, then I say somebody else in the college itself, I tell them, can you just go to meet that particular person and come back? And I went to this officer, he is not there. That's it. What mindset you call this? Fixed mindset. If the person went and see the person, if he is not there, he must, the way he is supposed to respond to me, sir, I went to his desk, he is not there, but I'm sure he will be in the campus. Can I check for you? Does it make the difference or not? People will like you or not? Yes or no? Yes or no? Are you following, guys, with me?
Yes, sir.
Good. So what mindset you should develop now? Anytime, don't go with full stop answers. If you are unable to accomplish, go with something whether you can just try to help them or what to complete the task, right? Yesterday, Mr. Jack said today and tomorrow that world of work, the business world is not going to be any more of hierarchies. Top management to lower management, power and everything, it's going to be wiped out. Okay, Amazon, what is that organization structure you have today? Right, Flipkart, what is that organization structure you have today? What is that market segment they have? Global. Amazon sells products everywhere in the world, right? Hundreds of countries they are selling, they're distributing out. Where they are getting from their products from various manufacturers and suppliers. They can sell it together. If they are not dynamic enough to accept the changes everywhere you have, how are they going to run the business? You are going to live into the dynamic environment tomorrow. If you are not going to change yourself towards it and you are going to stuck with that static mindset and your growth will be a question mark. Okay, so now you have to design your thinking. That's what I'm trying to say here. Just go with your thinking and design it. Critical thinking skill is very important, which you have to work towards. And that's what our Steve Jobs always, I'm very fond of him. I follow a lot of his things. I wrote a big case study and published in journals and all. And I like this quote always. It's in my heart. I follow. If you come and see me in person, you will, see that the same way. I feel like I'm always a fool. Okay. I feel always I'm hunger for knowledge, because when you feel like you have so much knowledge, you will never ever going to make it. That's your attitude. Basically, you have to be hunger enough to just go and grab what you want to have. And stay foolish means when I'm talking to you or somebody is talking to you, have your time to listen to them. That's what stay foolish is all about. It's not, telling you be fool. Okay. So you have to just be passionate enough to listen, because everyone in this world is going to have some value and they're going to contribute you with some values to you. Okay. So you have to be ready to listen and accept it. Then only you will come with creativity. Synergy will take place. Synergy is what people usually say 1 + 1 is equal to 2. Actually, it is not 2. 1 + 1 is greater than or equal to 3. 1 plus you and I discuss one points. We will have separately one points. Of course, with our discussions, we will have 3 points, 3 decisions, 4th alternate decision, 5th alternate decision, and many more decisions will come. This is what the concept we call in management synergy, right? Synergy. Okay. So stay hungry, stay foolish, something which you can have to remember all the time. So now, you are going to the corporate life, right? Corporate life. Strategic goals and vision is your priority, not your own vision and mission, your own goals. Strategic vision and mission is going to be your priority. Before we get into this, and I'll just complete this slide, then I will come back to it. Okay. So the competency is what is matters more. What do you mean by competency? Competency is your ability to do things. Your ability to do things. Ability means what? You are capable. What you are capable about. That means the first slide I have mentioned, look at only your strength. Focus on only your strength. That is where you can unlock your potential. Unlock your potential. Keep focusing on your strength. Weakness will slowly will get away from you. Don't worry so badly about your weaknesses. All right. That's what you have to do. That puts back well in your actions and behavior, then automatically your team culture, everything will get changed and you will move on towards your organizational success, right? So the next important thing, sustainability. Sustainable engagement is an experience, is not an event, right? So consistency, one of the very important qualities of a great leaders today is consistency. Consistency means keeping yourself steady all the time. Okay, keeping yourself strong all the time. Okay, consistent. Today your performance is excellent, tomorrow is also excellent, and day after tomorrow very excellent. Okay, some people, when you go to interview, some people will ask you your marks, right? You scored in your 10th 55 marks, in your SSLC, in your +2 90 marks, in your degree maybe again 60 marks. So what is that? So you are 55, 90, and 65, which is not consistent. Either you keep 55 or the same range, or you keep it 90, because you are a zigzag. When time is given, when some support is given, you can perform. When there is no support, you are unable to perform. That is what the mark tells to the interviewers. So that is where the mark, they ask you to put the mark. It is not to see your mark, and give credits to it. It is to see how your performance in the past, to look at your consistency, right? That is where sustainability is not an event. It's not a one particular thing. It's a continuous effort. Sustainable engagement towards your goal. Okay, so that is what all about sustainability and consistency we talk about. And here you have organizations. Expectations are very high. You have gap analysis. They have mission, vision, and values, and your SWOT, strength, weakness, and opportunities and threats. You have to put a map. So when you get into our campus, we are going to individually sit with you and we are going to prepare a career chart. Okay, so we will see which industry you plan to work, and which in the industry, what is your goal is going to be like. So you have to look forward and work towards it. Okay, so that is where your competency need to be enhanced and developed. Okay, so this is where I just plan to play this video. Just see that you can hear it or what. Okay, so can you see this?
I'm here to talk about success.
Can you see this? Can you hear it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good. Just listen. Yes, sir.
I'm here to talk about success.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
The first rule of success is to have a vision. You see, if you don't have a vision of where you go, and you don't have a goal where you go, you drift around and you never end up anywhere. I mean, as you know, I was born in 1947 in Austria after the Second World War. So I was very fortunate that I stumbled onto my vision. And I didn't really like Austria when I grew up. I couldn't wait to get out of there. I couldn't see myself becoming a farmer or a worker in a factory or anything like that, even though my parents wanted me to stay there and have a normal life. But that was their vision, not mine. My vision was totally different. I felt that I was born for something special, for something unique, for something big. Then one day I went to school. I remember I was 11 years old, and they showed a documentary about America. There they showed in this documentary the huge skyscrapers, the high-rises, the huge bridges, the 6-lane freeways, and all of this stuff. And I said to myself, that's where I want to be. I don't want to be around here with these little farmhouses and these little buildings. I want to be in America. One day after school, I walked by a store in Graz. So I went inside and I looked around, and then I saw a magazine. I saw a bodybuilding magazine that had Reg Park on the cover. Reg Park was then a 3-time Mr. Universe. And I saw him on the big screen as Hercules. I read that and I said to myself, wow, this is the blueprint for my life. This is exactly what I want to do. I want to become a bodybuilding champion just like Reg Park. I want to get into movies just like Reg Park. And I want to make millions of dollars and be rich and famous just like Reg Park. Do you know how great it felt that I knew where I was going? Imagine the majority of people don't know where they're going. I knew where I was going, that I'm going to become this bodybuilding champion just like him. So it was just a question of how do you do it? I was so relieved because when you have a goal, when you have a vision, everything becomes easy. So people always ask me, when they saw me in the gym in the pumping iron days, they said, why is it that you're working out so hard? 5 hours a day, 6 hours a day, and you have always a smile on your face. And I told people all the time, I said, because to me, I'm shooting for a goal. In front of me is the Mr. Universe title. So every rep that I do gets me closer to accomplishing that goal, to make this goal, this vision turn into reality. Every single set that I do, every repetition, every weight that I lift will get me a step closer to turn this goal into reality. So I couldn't wait to do another 500-pound squat. I couldn't wait to do another 500-pound bench press. I couldn't wait to do another 2,000 reps of sit-ups. I couldn't wait for the next exercise. At the age of 20, I went to London and I won the Mr. Universe contest as the youngest Mr. Universe ever. And it was because I had a goal. So let me tell you something, visualizing a goal and going after it makes it fun. You've got to have a purpose no matter what you do in life. You've got to have a purpose. 74% hate their job in America. Now, this is not much different when you come to Europe. The majority of people don't like what they're doing because they're really not doing it.
That's good enough for us for time being. So what it means, actually, this man, you can see what it resembled by or not, right? So Ratan Tata, that man, that legend of our India, I don't believe in taking right decisions. I take decisions and then make them right, right? So once you have the goal, don't ever have the thought to give up. So people usually say, so I wanted to have plan B, right? What do you mean by plan B? So you don't have confidence on plan A, that means. So don't ever think of going for plan B. Just have one plan, one goal, and just work like anything. And people will say, it's impossible. You can't do it, and you have to say that, yes, I'm going to do it, I can do it, and you're going to do it. You're going to make it. So many things people accomplished today, which was not done earlier, and they have achieved in the recent days. Like you can take Steve Jobs, or you can take what you call the Microsoft's founder, right? Bill Gates, right? So those people brought that Windows. Bill Gates brought Windows to every home today. Whether you have window or not, that's a vision of Bill Gates, right? Whether you have real window or not in your home, but you will have Windows OS, right? That's a vision he wants to have for life. But he made it. Even in villages today, you have Microsoft Windows, right? So even impossible things, you can make it possible if you have clear vision and clear goals, right? That's what you talk about. You just take the decision and you make it right, whether it is just right or wrong. That's what you have to look into. So that's what the first session of growth mindset and unlocking your potential. Next, I'm going to share the second part of it. What is that world-class people do to train the corporate people to do, talent management, and how they create their image towards their personalities and corporates, which we are going to just see with some research findings. All right, I'm going to share with you. Okay, Tufan Ghosh, the CEO of Columbia Asia Hospitals, does not believe it's only the job of business heads to hire people. No, everyone. Actually, he interviews every executive who is taken on board. So the CEO himself involves in hiring, because he only knows that 100% on his vision, his corporate vision. So he has to put himself up and see he takes the right person. Okay. So when you take the right person, things will get it right. Okay. So as you don't need supporters like the fixed mindset people in your organization, more fixed mindset people in your organization, and you're going to start. So whose responsibility is that? Is the responsibility of business heads? No, you are the CEO. You have the whole responsibility over your heads as well. So you have to look into. So that company's brand image has to be about people. It's not about your structure, your building, your infra. It's about people. You get the right people, anything else, it's going to be right. So that's what you call contribution to the corporate world, which you have to think it over and develop yourself to be a great personality, to have open mindset, growth mindset, to work towards the corporate. Okay. So then every company, every corporate will have a clear vision and mission, which is developed with their philosophers, founders, and so on. So people all have to understand and work towards that particular direction. You have 10 people in organization, 10 heads, they cannot run themselves with the 10 directions. You have to go with one direction, that is towards your strategic vision, right, of the organization, right? So then issues today, what are the issues commonly people face, right? So unable to attract competent people today. That's what the major thing. So here I'm going to share one example. Tower Watson study. Every year I used to go through this research article when they release it, but this was something I wanted to highlight. Even it was a little earlier, 2014. 92% of the organization in India experience challenges in attracting right talents for right job. My friends, every company out of 100 employees, out of 100 companies, 92 companies are having problems. So you have a great potential to work for good MNC companies, great MNC companies, if you are ready to work, if you are getting yourself ready to work to it. Okay. But if you take it globally, it was 88%, but India is very high. We are still in need of good, talented people, right talent people. You have a great opportunity to work in India. Okay. So that is where you have all the potentials. You have to work towards it. Get yourself ready. Okay. Pull up your pants and shawls and just start, not watching, just start running towards the race, and you are going to make it. Okay. So over 75% of the companies are having difficulties in retaining high performing talents. That's another important thing you have to know as management graduates of today. Okay. So when you become manager, you are not going to make your employee to stay high performance for long. You are going to have problems. How are you going to tackle this? Right? So you have to see that. Now people are looking to target tier 2 employees and tier 3 employees to get into their organization, because they are going to stay for long. Your consistency of performance is going to be good than hiring top class talents. That doesn't mean you cannot be top class talent, and you have to be. So that the tendency to leave that organization is very high with top class talents. It's not from me, it's from the research from UK, right? So again, it's not only that talking about talents and also about leaders. A lack of needed skills today with the leaderships and leadership shortages. You know, you take Tata Chemicals today. Tata Chemical usually takes 3 months time to fill up their empty positions. Any manager resigns in Tata Groups and Tata Chemicals, usually they will get the right person within 3 months. But unfortunately, in the recent days, they have taken 9 months to fill one key position. 9 months. So you could see from this what is the shortage of leaders. So if you really wanted to make it yourself a great leader of tomorrow in India or in abroad and keep the goal high and keep working towards it, next 2 years, you got to just keep running, keep your priority. That is going to be your priority. Work towards that priority, and we are there as supporters. We will work together and you're going to make it as an executive, as a CEO, also as a businessman, if you're an entrepreneur. Okay. That is what from this finding I wanted to just give it to you today, right? The next important thing is about talent attrition. And why it happens means, most of the time people think you go to a department, into production department, into a company. I usually visit. I'm also a management trainer of corporates. Okay, we go to corporates and do training. I'm also a consultant for 3 businesses. Okay, one is in Malaysia and 2 more is in India. So what I do as an advisor, I give my contribution to them on strategic planning. Okay, so what do you mean by strategic planning? How you can make your business to perform in a superior form than your competitors? That's what your strategic planning is all about. You have to put forward your planning to make your performance superior. That's what your strategic planning is all about. We sit and work day and night for the businesses. Okay, so here that is where the rewards you have to give accordingly and work towards it. Okay, those are the issues you face it today. Unless you incorporate right people to do for you, it's going to be a difficult thing. Okay, I told you earlier, 92% of the Indian companies are having real difficulties in attracting right talents for right job. And 41% of the people are with job security. They are with the job because they don't have any other alternative. If you get an opportunity, they will leave you. They will leave the organization. This is from the research. That means they are not going to be committed towards your vision. So how are you going to achieve this, your vision? Okay, that's what the challenges you are going to face. Okay, the next important thing about transformation, you look at job mobility. People are moving around the world today. You don't have to work only in India. You can go anywhere in the world. You have that mobility to work, and a lot of other things which you will learn when you come to our regular classes. We will talk about it more, right? So when anybody wanted to work for your company, they will look at your company, whether it's growing or it's stagnant. Are you going to grow? Or are you going to stay over there? Like the industry you wanted to choose for tomorrow. Some people may, from childhood, you like to work in steel industry. Some people may like to work in some industries where you don't have growth, okay, like steel industry and so on. But today you look at it that healthcare industry is growing very well. Agriculture industry is growing very well, very dynamism. In the past, it was not like that, right? So you have to look into the industry where you can fit. Your goal can be where you can contribute towards the society. More than you and your family and your earnings and your job, it has to be on the contribution towards the society. You can take Abdul Kalam, right? So how his contribution was, he was just Michel man, right? He was just taking the things in ISR, ISRO, right? ISRO, and he didn't leave there. He wanted to help people. He wanted to create impact to the society. So what is your impact, creating impact to the society? What's your value to the society? Right? Like yesterday I was listening to Ratan Tata's interview, and he was sharing, it's not just value for money we are talking about. It's more than that, beyond that. So every businessman today, they talk about value for money. Actually, no, beyond that, value to the society. That's what very important. What contribution you're going to make, and you are going to be the leader of tomorrow. Okay, so we are into the societal marketing, societal concepts, management concepts. You have to be prepared for it. I'm just sharing all in rush and nutshell form for you to just take note of it, because due to the time constraint, we are already 1 hour completing. And when you come to class, we will go all these into real practices and real, experiments. You will get to know with practical exposure, right? So the talent retention is another important thing. Now, in India, especially my research was with IT companies in India. So where you have like IT companies, I was just listening to what you call a conversation, a debate kind of things. One side, all the IT company HR managers and the directors were seated. The other side, all the HR company employees were seated from different companies, not from the same company. Okay. So then the moderator was just talking to the people. Okay, what's your issue? The HR managers say that, okay, we pay you high. Okay, the people who are paid high in the world today is IT employees, right? You will agree with me. And for in general, I'm talking about maybe the other like doctors and all those exceptional cases are there. But in general, I'm talking about IT people are the highly paid people in India. You take it, and people said what that HR and managers, directors, vice presidents say what, we want you to perform today and complete the project, work late and accomplish the goal at the earliest because we pay you high and we want this to be done by you. Okay. The other side, when the same thing posted to the employees of different organizations, what the employees say was, so you pay me high because we do not know our access card will work tomorrow or not. What do you mean by that? Tomorrow they will terminate, that means, right? You may terminate me. So pay me high today because you expect from me more, you pay me more. So here the ultimate aim is money. Because you don't own the project is owned by somebody. These people work on task. Okay, task like piece rate system in HR. When you come to know, you will learn piece rate system. Here, project based system, pay system. Okay, these people just work on projects and get money. Of course, some satisfaction will be there completing the project because they are integrating and so on. That doesn't mean IT is not is good or it's good. You will still have creativity, innovation, use all those things. But this is what the scenario of IT industry today, which I just wanted to share with you here. Then the retention, which I spoke so much, and we will talk about it later. And I just wanted to give you one important part here is what? Talent development. This is very important. When you come to your classes, management classes and HR classes, you will know all these towards, self-actualization, that motivation all about, which we will talk about it a lot later. So now you take it here. When you join a company, how you are going to develop your focus, talent development focus of companies today. When you are recruited for a company, you are going to be micromanaged. In other words, you are going to be called as guide. Okay, you will have a guide, you will have a mentor to micromanage to see whether you are efficiently doing your process or not. How effective on your process, that they are going to look into that. Okay, efficiency is all about doing things right? That is what efficiency, micromanage. Once they are confident enough, your guide is confident enough, and they will coach you and they will delegate to you. They will give you that power. They will give you a little more freedom for you to do by yourself. You can just go back and talk to your coach, and you can interact with them, and you can complete the task, complete the project. Okay, what is given to you, the next step. Third step is once you are able to do it with your coach, then people see that you can publicize yourself. You are already a leader. You can make sense of your role. You can take ownership, so you can get the empowerment. You can get empowerment. You can be more responsible towards your job. So when it comes to that, then you are given power. Okay, people sometimes expect power at the beginning, but actually you have to win the confidence of the people, your coach, your guide. Okay, so until then you have to just keep moving. You have to be a servant leader. You have to serve people until people recognize you. Then slowly you will see the people are getting partnered with you. Like yesterday, Mr. Jack has drawn a picture where you can partner with individual, everyone. There is no hierarchy, no bureaucratic structures in the organizations today. All about partnering with each other and helping with each other, working with growth mindset and building trust and working towards your organization goals. This is the way you have to work towards your talent development focus. For this, you have to start working when you come to the grounds of learning into our institution as well as into anywhere into the corporate for training. You have to put yourself into the ground. Okay, just work and produce results and show it to people who you are and help people, support people and build trust. Get yourself dedicated with responsibility and become partner. Then you are going to make it your life, your career. If you are going to be challenged with people, if you are not going to work with people, you are going to have more enemies, you are not going to be the leader. I'm telling you, if you wanted to make it, you have to work with people. People management is something very essential today. So you have to work towards it. This is also is not from me, it's from the Leaderonomics 2014 article, which I have taken it from US. Okay, where I just wanted to tell you today as management graduates to put you into your mind to get yourself ready to work from ground. Don't don't think ever and you're going to be on the sky, CEO flying at all. Yes, you're going to do it by working with people, not alone. Okay, remember that. Succession planning. By doing this, by partnering with people, what you can do, no, you are going to be one among the 5% of the people in that organization. You are going to be handpicked. What is succession planning? Succession planning is a concept in management where your organization will always keep, the leaders, future leaders in the pipeline. Future leaders in the pipeline. Are you with me? Are you getting me, guys? Is there any? Am I going fast? Can you follow me? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, good. So succession planning is a management terminology where your organization is going to point these people who are partnered, develop a trust with them. They will pick 5% of them and they will invest hugely on them to develop themselves to be the future leaders of the organization. Future leaders of the organization. So you will be ready. So you have to take ownership. You have to take the whole responsibility. You cannot say it is not my job. Somebody else will do it. Somebody else, yes. Can you hear me? Who is that? Who is that? All right, no worries. I thought, is there any disconnection here from the internet or am I audible to you guys?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay, all right, good. So pass your question, anything, I'll talk to you later. Okay, that is about the whole process now. So this is what I wanted to say for you guys to get ready for your corporate life and as executive learners of Aditya School of Business Management, you have to set. What's that? Who is that?
Yes, sir, it's audible.
Someone is talking here, man. Okay, not audible. Am I audible or not? Am I audible or not? Am I audible? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Good,
Yes,
good.
sir.
All right. So that's what you have to prepare yourself mentally now. So, yesterday we put a base for you from Mr. Jack. Being a leader, don't come with a hierarchical thinking. Don't think about, having top positions in an organization in the future. There is no organization structure is going to exist. I'm just going to tell you, okay? So in future, it's going to be organization, structureless organization, leaderless organization, boundaryless organization. These are the concepts going to come. That means you are going to work with invisible leaders. Only your vision and mission is going to be your leaders. Your strategic goal is going to be your leaders. So you're going to work towards that. There is no people-driven things. People will drive it, but you are going to work towards that goal, one goal you set for. So you have to be ready for that. Don't work because people are looking at you. Don't look because you have to convince somebody, justify somebody, or you have to be a pet to somebody. No, it's not going to work. You're all people, kind of people, X type people in organization. Okay, or some extent white type people in organization. What people tell that you will learn when you come to our college. And Z, you have to be into Japanese style. Z type of people you have to work towards, right? That is what I just wanted to share it here. Now it's 11:05. I take 5 minutes break. I give you 5 minutes break for you to just internalize what we discussed now, and you just put it to yourself and reflect. Reflection is something very important in life. Reflect, sit and reflect what we discussed now, and we will be back by 11:10 for the next important session. Okay, thank you.